All right, to watch this video for Tuesday, June 19th. I pulled this off Twitter. One of my members tweeted this to me today. It said, 3 weeks away, first day back, more trades than I like, but one red only. Some criticize me for posting profit and loss. It's not a gloat, and I'm sure it's not. It's a reminder that for 11 months, I lost 88% of the time. GS, great stock picks, and me. That's me and day trader Wayne, my partner for the course. Teach to enter only when things are met, meaning A-plus setups at the right time. Anyway, I wanted to share this because this is the trades for one day. Look at that, 204, 495, 193. The loss was 30 bucks. This is a footprint of a disciplined trader right here. 108, 496, 90, 110. No monster gains, which means you're not gambling too much on any given trade. Keeping the losses really small. That is something to be super, super proud of. And I'm proud to have a member that's doing that. So that's very exciting to me. I like to throw up a couple highlights from the chat room as well. GEVO was the big mother of all trades today. When it started to come up here, I was literally on the microphone. It was probably 475, 480 when I said, hey, everybody, you guys know I don't like to take these little base breaks on an opening gap play where the bears have won the battle after the gap, right? So it gaps up to here, showing you 2-minute candles, and then it sells off. And basically, when you get this pattern, you usually chop in little pops like this one, or smacked right back down. This one smacked right back down. But now it's getting later in the morning, and this is starting to curl up. And so I usually won't take these little pops, but when it got up about here, I said, well, now we've got the whole number 5, possible inflection point, red to green, and high of day break, all kind of stacked. You've heard me talk about stacked catalysts. So I said, here's an idea, or something like that. You could take it here, worst case stop 466 below this candle, or you can make it take out the whole number 5. Then you've got the red to green and high of day above. Anyway, long story short, whether people took it there or Wayne jumped on the mic too when it was probably 485 and said to everybody, I'm taking this if it breaks 5. There was a seller at 5, and again, you had 2 catalysts above, red to green, high of day, and couple that with the fact that shorts were winning all morning after the gap up. Now, how do these shorts, when it starts to come up, how do they get out of a trade? The only way they can get out is to buy it back, buy to cover, right? So whether people got along here or through Wayne's idea, this looks like a great trade just with this screenshot. But if you weren't in there today, look what GEVO did. That is not what we call an errant tick. Literally, this is where I showed you before. 5-minute candles, though. Look what it did. It literally went to $21. That's not a typo. It went up, I want to say $16 a share. $15.99 a share from the entry idea of if you just took Wayne's 5 break call. $16.99 on a $5 basis. That was the possible profit. Anyway, just insane. I love seeing stuff like this. And also I wanted to share this thought too, because there's certain kinds of traders that everyone's got their niche, and that's great, right? You have to trade what meets your personality. But for me, I'll trade GEVO. I'll trade a stock that's 95 cents. I usually don't trade under 50 cents. I'll trade a stock that's under $1 even. And I'll trade Tesla, right? I'll trade anything that can make me money as long as it's a decent setup and A-plus setup, and the timing of the entry makes sense to me. All right, because there's people out there, and I've encountered more. I've been doing this, as my kids would say, I've been doing this since Nam. I've been doing this since 2004. I've been running this website, right? So there's people out there that over the years have told me, well, I don't trade stocks under $20. And to me, it's like self-defeating rules. I'll never understand it. And I've had them too over the years. I used to say, well, I don't trade stocks under $5. You know why I said that? Because I heard somebody with more experience when I was younger say it. So I figured this person must know what they're talking about. Now that I've been doing this as long as I've been doing it, man, you trade whatever gives you possible profits. So these people, I won't trade any. You know what? We're not marrying these stocks. We're looking for a trade. And then there's guys out there that they're like snobs. They're like small cap snobs, right? Oh, these people chasing the small caps. I saw a guy today. He posted. You ready for this? He posted this, and went on to say how stupid small caps are because it retraced from 21 all the way to 1270. Who gives a fat baby's ass? It also went through 5 and went to 21. For Tesla to do this, right? Let's do some math real quick. But 5 times 4, let's go up 4 times its price. So Tesla from, let's say, 360 would have had to go up 4 times that, so $1,200, $1,400, somewhere around there. It would have had to go from 360 to $1,400 in one day. So don't be a snob about small caps. Don't be a snob about big stocks. Don't be a snob about anything. Trade what's going to make you money. I'll never understand that people like look down on this stock because it doesn't cost enough per share. I don't know. It's all like self-defeating rules that people have, and I've seen so many over the years. And again, I'm kind of ranting a little bit because I've had them in the past, and I couldn't even tell you why. Hey, someone told me don't trade the first 30 minutes. Somebody told me don't trade stocks under $5. Somebody told me, they have no value. The company's balance sheets are crap. Guess what? That's true. Most of them, their balance sheets are crap. Did that matter when GEVO ran from 5 to 21 today? No. Balance sheet means nothing. Income statement means nothing. We're traders, right? We're here to make money. So anyway, that's my little rant for the day. DEST is another one I happen to take a screenshot of. Very simple trade today. This was the opening 5-minute candle. You can see I drew a line. This line here was yesterday's high plus the early high today. So there was 2 reasons why the break of this line could be powerful, right? It's a new high for today, and it's also, if you can see, this is where it opened yesterday, 5-minute candle. So it's also yesterday's high. So it's breaking a 2-day high. Why this line? Because it was the day before that's high, right? And it was, if you were trading a few days ago, this is one of the strongest stocks out there. So you had stacked catalysts. You hear me say it in my videos all the time. You can see the screenshot of the call I made, 537, 525 stop. And the bell, it actually rang a bell, and that's the little thing that comes up in chat, but it actually rings what sounds like a doorbell. So in case somebody wasn't looking at chat, they say, ooh, doorbell, and they'll look up. They see my idea is 537, break of the high, which also breaks yesterday's high, and another potential catalyst above. All right? You see, I made, on just this one trade here, I made $580.85. This is just one sample. I happened to catch the screenshot of my profits, and I took the screenshot of the actual call. Very simple trade, right? You're talking 12 cents risk, and by the way, it went to 644 by the end of the day. So there's a couple highlights from the chat. Still can't say enough about teamwork. I could spend the next 10 minutes going over ideas from chat today that were amazing. Wayne had quite a few of them. But as I told everybody in chat, mostly I don't do this because I'm lazy, right? My wife and I went down to Universal tonight right after the market closed, had dinner at Margaritaville, and then I drove back, and now I'm doing the video tonight. So it's also important for me to enjoy my life. I am not in the mood to spend hours trying to show, hey, there was 14 great calls today, and I don't have the time. I don't really need to. So that's why my results page, as we show you, is just I try to pick a few highlights each day, right? The teamwork in there is fantastic. The thing I'm most proud of is that we have a reason for every trade based on the chart, and I can give you the 2 or 3 reasons usually why I like it at that price. I like to be green right away. So I take stocks that are at inflection points with catalysts above. Like the terms you hear me say all the time: inflection point and stacked catalysts. If your entry's right, you're green right away, you're scaling out, and you have a worry-free trade. So it's everything we teach in our course. I apply it in chat room every day, as does Wayne. All right. So very proud of what we do. And again, I'm just gonna go into the list for tomorrow. Now I will say this real quick: the after hours is all kinds of trade war talks and everything. Let me bring up SPY real quick again. The SPY's at 275.36 right now. So it is selling off a bit in after hours. I'm not going to panic about it because I'm a trader again, and even on some of these days with big gaps down, we've been able to find individual stocks that are just doing things on their own. All right, so anyway, here's what I'm watching for tomorrow. This is kind of a sleeper pick, but VBLT gapped up on big volume, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, and seems to have held support at the 8-day and is starting to curl back up. So this one might bust through 3 and then take out the high from the gap up day, which was 310. And man, it's got room to run. So certainly a handsome chart setup. I would note It only traded 218,000 shares today, and I would note that it's a nickel spreader, so keep both of those points in mind if you're considering a trade in it tomorrow. QD on an intraday basis got this huge volume spike. They caught my attention, so I said, you know, if this closes fairly strong, I'm going to put it on the list, and that's exactly what I'm doing. So there it is on 60s. You had the gap down, the sell-off, and you kind of have a little cup and handle breakout here on a smaller time frame. And nice volume the last couple days, so it's a pretty beaten up stock. It might move tomorrow. We're going to keep it on watch. SNES, nice pop here, flagged, popped again here. Looked like it was going to give it all back. Now it's kind of flagging again and curling back up. Again, kind of a sleeper pick, but worth watching. DCIX, if the shippers get moving, let me zoom in a little so you can see this one better. All right, so you had the gap up here, then a lower high, lower high, lower high, but it's definitely holding support and trying to push higher here. Over today's high would be 178. I look at this 181 high from 3 sessions ago as another potential catalyst that might catapult it through this high and maybe take out 2. So you kind of have stacked catalysts on that chart. Looks decent to me. APTO. I don't love this, but it broke through this $4, I don't know, like a week ago, then pulled back to what we call the buy zone between the 8 and 20, and then back to new recent highs. It's already been running for 2 days, so I should have had this on watch a couple days ago, right? After the breakout, 3 days lower back into the buy zone on a little bit smaller volume. So I don't love this one because to me it's extended right now, but I'm going to put it on a chart. NNDM. Again, this one also has been running for 2 days, but it's a strong stock, so I want to watch it. ARWR. Also extended, you know, closing up here really far from the moving averages, but it did top out right at a whole number 14. If you go to intraday, hit 14 here and kind of cup and handle-ish. So it did go sideways, you know, for a few hours after hitting 14. So kind of makes it, as stupid as this sounds, makes it a little bit less extended if it does break 14 tomorrow for a possible trade. We'll see what it looks like on level 2 if that happens. GEVO, talked about this one. Well, any stock that moves from 442 to 21, even if it settles in at 1270, has my attention the following day. That's the reason that one's on watch. CLPS had the gap up on Friday, popped, and then sold off, and it just had a crazy range. Then today gaps down a little bit and closes fairly strong. So we're going to watch that one. And then one more, VIVE. I don't know. I don't love this, but it had this nice volume spike yesterday. Oh, I knew it. I looked at this chart. I'm thinking, why? In the back of my mind just now, I was literally thinking, why is this on your list? And it just dawned on me. Because in after hours, this is trading at 490. I can't believe I forgot that. So obviously, probably had news in after hours. Possible gap play tomorrow. Set, you know, if it opens somewhere up here, certainly could squeeze. So we're gonna watch that too. Again, below this video, check it out. You can get 5 years in our chat room right now, which breaks down to $100 a year for what I think probably the best teamwork of every chat room out there. If you follow me on StockTwits and Twitter, check out my rant from today. I guess I can just make it easy for you. What I tweeted was, we're trying to create the next generation of traders who learn actual chart setups and trade management. Why does that matter? And then this is the answer right here to why does that matter. So I'm certainly not going to sit here and read this to you, but I believe there's some trading wisdom in my little rant here, all right? So give that a read. All you got to do is pause the video. Again, I'm not going to read it and take some time. And I think that's all I've got to say. I didn't mean to ramble on this long. My apologies. We'll see everybody tomorrow. Have a good night.